Hola! We have been living in Mexico for
About a month.
1 month, wow. And we want to share the top 10 things we love about living in Mexico. Hola, I'm Neosha,
And I'm Nick.
and we moved from Kansas,
To Mexico.
and we are sharing our videos with you.
We hope you enjoy them.
Adios!
Adios.
Number one, the first thing that we love about living in Mexico is that it's a slower, more relaxed lifestyle here. And what we've noticed is that we have less stress living here in Mexico than we do in the United States. What do you think?
It's a lot simpler way of life. Nobody's that worked up about anything. Deadlines, nothing is as time critical as we seem to think that it is in the United States.
Right. Yeah, and then we can enjoy simple pleasures with this lifestyle. So, for instance, going to the local cafe and having a coffee, or
Watching beach sunsets. Just walking, just getting out and walking. I know these are things that you can do in the United States. We just tend not to.
yeah, because we're too busy in the United States. We go here, 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 here. So,
Got a whole to-do list and all the bills that need to be paid and all the work that needs to be done to pay all the bills, and you still have bills to pay here. You still have the work to do, but nobody's as worked up about it as they are in the States. Number two is healthcare. As far as day-to-day services, we on the base we get have a free clinic here, which is nice for us. But even if you have to go get seen at a hospital or something, the charges are way less than what they are in the United States. I'm not sure that I would want to have a major health problem here. But as far as your day-to-day healthcare needs, it's so much less expensive and less stressful than it is in the States. You don't have to worry about is this doctor appointment or this health problem going to send me into bankruptcy, or like you have in the United States.
yeah. And one thing here with us being Spanish students, that's how we get the free time at the clinic if we get sick, which we've both have gotten sick in this past month that we've been living here.
Just in the past 2 weeks, we've both gotten sick. Just some major stomach issues, which kind of comes with where we're at sometimes. You got to be real careful about where you eat and what you eat and what you drink.
So it was nice to be able to go to the clinic and not have to worry about how much it's going to cost.
Right.
So, yeah. The third thing that we love about Mexico is the local markets.
They have a lot of little tiendas here in our small town, but you get into the slightly bigger cities, Rio Grande, Puerto Escondido, and they have the mercados. And they just have stores lined up in and out all around the mercados. You can get anything and everything you want, meat and vegetables.
And it's all fresh. Like the meat is cut right then. It's fresh.
Local goods, handmade crafts.
Coffee mugs.
Coffee mug. But you can buy just about anything and everything there. They have clothing and fresh fish market, which is kind of with meat, but the fish is in a different place even. So they have Tupperware and dishes and other things. You can find just about anything in the mercados.
Yeah. I love the mercados. One of my favorites for sure. The fourth thing that we love about Mexico is
the affordable cost of living. We've heard a few complaints online about how everything's getting so much more expensive in Mexico, and there were some people talking about going back to the United States, and I had to laugh. I'm like, they obviously haven't been there for a few years if they don't think the cost of living in the States is going up as well. So, but here the food is probably half or less of what it is at home. Your rent is much less than it is at home. Electricity is kind of subsidized by the government, and I don't really know how that works, but I do know that for 2 months worth of electricity, it was only like $35 or something to that effect. It was not a lot.
Yeah. So pretty cheap to live here. It's nice. And you know, where we came from in Kansas, in the United States, that was more of a cheaper area to live in the United States.
Right. We were paying $65 a month for water and $100 and something a month for gas and a couple $100 a month for electricity, and you know, our mortgage was over $700 a month.
Yeah.
And,
all in total for living expenses there was about $1,500
I think it was a little higher than that, but
to $2,000 maybe.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And that was the basics. I mean, that was nothing extra.
And
here, without schooling and without, you know, some of the stuff that we still have to pay for back home.
so the basics here.
We are, I'm not sure, $400 or $500 with food, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds about right. Yeah. So much cheaper, definitely. Affordable cost of living here.
but the wages are a lot lower here, so I mean,
Yeah.
that plays a big part in it, which
Yeah.
we're not really having to deal with at the moment. So
Right. So the fifth thing that we love about Mexico is how beautiful it is here.
and we are kind of sandwiched right between the beach and the mountains, so we've got views in every direction.
It's lovely.
Palm trees and flowers and no stickers. You can wander around in the beauty with no shoes on. That's
I walk
nice.
everywhere without shoes.
But yeah, it's just gorgeous every which way you turn. So
Yeah. So we have not gone up into the mountains yet, but that is in the plans. We will be going up into the mountains to check it out up there.
yeah, we drove over the Sierra Madres to get from Oaxaca City down to Puerto Escondido, and it's gorgeous up there too.
Yeah.
But that's as much in the mountains as we've gotten, and
Yeah.
it's been kind of torn up by them building the road. So,
Yeah.
but we're gonna go up with a few people into some of the mountain villages that have a lot of the local groups. I can't think what I'm trying to say, but a lot of the local people that live down here where we live actually come from the mountain villages.
Yeah. So they're going to show us where they came from.
Right.
So, and it's pretty awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I love learning about other people's cultures and how they live and everything. The sixth thing we love about Mexico.
I'm ready to hijack this one. The delicious food. So in the United States, I am a Mexican restaurant fan. I love Mexican food. When we first got here, Neosha was like, this is not the same as the States. And I was like, no, it's not. It's better. It is so much fresher and so much better, and it's authentic. And you can get authentic food on every street corner in every town. Somebody's selling something. And you got to be a little careful who you buy from and figure out which ones the locals are avoiding. But if you see a line of locals at a store, it's probably the best one. And that hasn't failed us yet.
Yeah.
In fact, in Rio Grande, there is a local guy who, I'm not exactly sure what his background is, but he has a Chinese food restaurant, which I did not expect here. But even that is absolutely delicious. We went because everybody talked about it and raved about it, and it's really good.
It's a local favorite.
Yeah. So, but we've got neighbors that gave us some tamales. They were not like what I've eaten in the United States.
They were delicious.
They were delicious.
And we buy our tortillas from them as well. They make them fresh.
Yeah.
So
There's a place in town that you can go buy tortillas, and I said something to them about it, and they're like, "We'll sell you tortillas." I'd much rather. They're friends of ours. I'd much rather give them my pesos for my tortillas.
yeah.
But they're delicious.
And then their drinks. Oh, I am loving their drinks. The agua de frutas.
It's a different
Delicious.
fruta every day.
Yes, I love it. Love it, love, love, love. So, yeah. And then they have fresh guacamole and salsa and all that every day as well. So, it's like heaven here. It really
And
is.
then the cafe that we like to go to, which it's here on the base, it's the coffee shop. They have some foods. And our neighbors are actually the ones that work there, and they make the food there as well. And so it's as fresh as anything homemade as well. They also make all of the salsas and everything there.
Yeah.
So we're pretty big fans of the food.
Yep. So if you want true, authentic Mexican food, you've got to come down here.
Of course, I didn't become a big guy by accident. I've always enjoyed food, but this food makes me happy.
He's a foodie. The seventh thing that we love about living in Mexico is that we can walk everywhere. I love it because I love to walk. And in the United States, to get from one place to another, you have to drive there because it's so far away and not many people walk. I know in the big cities, a lot of people walk, New York City and stuff like that. But in Kansas, it's not like that. Everything is so far apart. But here, though, the last few days it had rained so much, so we've been driving most of the time. And that way we don't get soaked by the time we get to class and stuff like that. And I got tired of riding around in the car. There was one day that I'm like, I don't care that it's raining. I'm gonna walk down to the cafe because I just want to go.
And Friday, because of the rain, we ended up getting stuck.
Yeah.
I was sick that day, and I got stuck, and I locked the keys in the house, and
Yeah.
it was a bad morning.
Yeah, there's a video on that. I'll put it right here. So, yay.
But even though we do have our car here, even if we didn't, I mean, everything that we would need to live, we can walk to get to. You know, it's nice to be able to go to some of the other towns around. But you can get there with their public transport here. Public transport is really good too. You know, all we have to do is walk into town, or even our neighbor actually is our landlord is actually, his family runs a taxi, so we just have to pay them to give us a ride, and we could go pretty much anywhere. But public transport is cheap here, and but it's nice to be able to walk down to the corner stores. Everything that we need is within 3 or 4 blocks of us. So, including the base where we go to school.
Right. Love walking. Love it. So, number 8 on our list for what we like about living in Mexico is the cultural heritage here. It is just amazing. I love it. That they have festivals for different things. Like, we just got to experience the Independence Day of Mexico, and it was just so cool. I loved it. Everybody dressed up in their culture outfits, dresses, and everything, and We got to learn about the history of Mexico. We got to learn about the flag and the colors and what all that means. And we got to learn the grito, the holler guy.
There's a video on that.
There is a video. I can add it here.
It's funny.
Whatever.
I am not good. I can't go that high. I can't go that loud. I'm just not that loud of a person. But everywhere you turn, there is something cultural here. I mean, you go up any of the mountain passes, and you're going to meet people that are native to Mexico.
Yeah.
Not really tied with the Spaniards that came here later. There is just a different culture in every town. There's something else going on, and it's a really beautiful culture.
Yeah. And they love their culture.
Yes.
So.
And we are learning all about it, and we love it too.
Yes, we do, definitely. And this can go right into number 9.
Number 9 are the warm and welcoming people. It doesn't matter where you go, if you're just going shopping on the corner store, they're very friendly, they're very welcoming, they're very helpful, and we struggle a little bit with Spanish, but they can see that we're trying to learn, and so when they know that we're trying to learn, they're very helpful with it.
Very. Yeah, thank you to everybody that is Mexican on here that has been helping us, even, commenting and giving us tips and tricks. We appreciate it.
We've had a lot of people in the comments that have been giving us a lot of helpful insight into, what to do here.
Yeah.
And we've just felt very welcomed, and a lot of good people here.
Yeah, the hospitality is just perfecto. I mean, I don't know if that's correct, but anyways, I love it here.
And everywhere you turn, I mean, somebody from a different culture, like we talked about, we've got just villages up in the mountains all over, and every one of them, even though they all have a little bit different background, they're all very welcoming and very friendly, and it's just great people to be around.
Okay, number 10.
Last and certainly not least, this one's top of our list, really.
And the thing we love about living here in Mexico is just seeing how God is at work here.
There's being on the mission, it's amazing to see what God is doing. Last week, we had a hurricane headed right at us. It was Category 3, headed right at us. The people in town, some of them aren't even really believers, but they said they claimed that because the base is here and because of what God is doing on the base, their town is protected. And they firmly believe that, and we believe it too.
Yeah.
After you watch a Category 3 hurricane just turn and jump it right out of here, and then the impact that, I mean, it had some devastating flooding around and stuff, but it wasn't nearly as horrible as it would have been if it had just plowed straight in.
Right.
It kind of bounced along the beach for a while, and didn't do nearly as much damage as what they were originally starting to talk about, because it went from just a tiny tropical storm to a Cat 3 hurricane in a matter of 5 or 6 hours. I mean, it was so fast moving, everybody was shocked by it.
Yeah.
But it skipped here. We did get a lot of rain, but God protected this area very well.
Yeah, definitely.
And anybody you talk to around here has a story.
A testimony.
There's a lot of places in here that have some satanic backgrounds, witchcraft. There's a lot of really dark things that go on down here, and God has been ministering to these people and just turning lives around, and it's amazing to see.
Yeah, we love hearing their stories. We love hearing their testimonies, and it's just amazing to hear how God has helped them through any darkness that they've gone through. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
So, all right, so that's our top 10 plus more. We have so many more things we love about living here in Mexico, but we wanted to keep it to 10.
We could make a really long video.
We could. I know some of you have been asking for longer videos as well, but we want to keep a happy medium. So, but anyways, our top 10 favorites so far being here after a month of living here. And if you have any questions or comments or anything you want to know, comment below. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe and click that bell so you'll know when our videos come out if you're enjoying watching our videos.
We're still building this channel, so
We are.
content should continue getting better.
Yes, exactly. We're working on these videos, and we have people in the comment section telling us things that we could do differently that might make it better, and that is super helpful. So we are listening and we are working on it. So thank you so much, and thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great day, whatever time of day it is.
Hasta luego.
Adios.